is a overview of a lot of different things. First and foremost is your beginning face-to-face meeting with your students to introduce yourself and the students to each other and get to know each other a bit and kind of overview what this course is going to be like. Take what you want from Module 1's face-to-face meeting, use it however you see fit. Every instructor is different, and every instructor is going to do things that are specific to their needs and desires for their students. So that face-to-face meeting might be different for each person. The getting started module is going to have the checklist as we've used before, with all of the information that is laid out here. A brief overview of the face-to-face meeting. Now you will want to go in and put the dates for your specific meeting in here so that the students know exactly when and where they are planning to meet. You can, in my opinion, you can put them here, but it would probably be easiest just to reference, as I've done here, that they can go to the course schedule, and we'll just really quickly jump back there where it is under syllabus. And they can go to this set of dates and times and rooms to be able to see where they need to go. That way, when you are re-importing the information to a future term, you don't have to go through every little detail and make sure you clean up where you put a date. So everything is in just that one spot. So the first meeting, again, is typically a 50-minute meeting. All meetings are only 50 minutes because this is a 1-hour class, but it should give them what they need in order to meet that first 50-minute requirement. And hopefully this is something that you can make fit your own needs and desires. If you would like to edit what this says, all you have to do is click on the gray arrow that is right here, and I have to turn the editing on so that you can see it. But you'll just click on the gray edit button, and in that you can make any changes you feel are necessary to this particular section. So if you want to give some specifics here about what it is that you're doing, you can do that. If you want to make sure they come to class with something in their hands or something they need, you can put that there. Just remember, this particular class, this particular face-to-face meeting is the very first week of classes. So that might be difficult if they are not aware of all the details just yet. So that is the face-to-face meeting. Another tool that they are going to need to address is the syllabus quiz. This gives them questions, multiple choice, true, false, about the syllabus, and should be self-graded. So you shouldn't have to do anything to make any changes. However, if you would like, you can add to the syllabus quiz a specific question, maybe a essay or a short answer or something along those lines, and that way you can add your own unique perspective to it. The points are already included in the total overall point value of 1,000 points, so just keep that in mind if you adjust the point value of the quiz, that you will need to consider that in the general overview of the point value. And in the syllabus itself, it does break it down by percentage and by points, so that's another thing to keep in mind. The easiest thing to do is anytime you make an adjustment to balance it out to still equal that 1,000 points in the correct percentages. The next one here is the video introductions. This is a discussion post. The point being that they become familiar with the process of using tools like Screencast-O-Matic to record very simple videos, so that when they get into future classes, especially an online class, they are familiar with the process and have done it before, so that they feel comfortable when they are doing something. For example, if they are going to enroll in a public speaking class that is fully online, or any class really that requires some kind of presentation, they will want to know how to use tools such as this, such as Screencast-O-Matic, or just using a typical camera to record their information. So that's what the point is of this particular assignment. They were given instructions as to how to do that, how to record, how to upload. Everything should be available to them, but if you have a specific desire or requirement that you want to put in there, you can go in and make whatever edits you would like. So this discussion, I did initially say 1 to 3 minutes because you don't want it to be too overwhelming, and to be submitted at least 2 days before the due date so that students have an opportunity to go in and do response posts. I gave some basic things that they could consider putting into their video, and also how they can respond to other folks if need be. And so this is the video introduction discussion post. And again, this is something that can be done in a number of different ways, but the goal being that they are familiarizing themselves with the process of creating and uploading videos to Blackboard. The next thing on this list is a SWIC student pre-test survey. The point of this being the school would like to know how the course is doing, and in the beginning and the end of this course we have the same survey. So there's not they can't get questions wrong. They go in, they complete the survey. It's linked right here into, and I'll see if it pops up. Yeah, it's linked right here, so they're just going to go into class climate and complete the survey. Once we have that, we are able to send out a list of all students that have completed the survey. And then that way, as a faculty member, you can just insert the points for completion of this particular survey. And this does need to stay as is so that we are able to get as much information as possible and make improvements where needed, as well as to understand what our students are getting out of the course. So that is the SWIC student pre-survey. Then we have a test email, which is another option. As you probably know, a lot of students don't do a very good job of checking their email, yet most of our communication occurs via email. So we have a assignment that requires them to get into their email and create a very simple email that will be submitted to you. We want them to create a new message, to put in your email information, so they need to find out where that is and get that information preferably through the Professor Information tab. And they are supposed to put the subject, something similar to this, so that you can easily disseminate between emails, and then do the correct type of content. So addressing you appropriately, introducing themselves to you, and asking at least one question that they have about the class, and then providing a professional signature at the end. Then they will send you that email. And in order for you to give them points and not have to go back and filter through all of your emails and make sure you're lining up every student, what we've asked them to do is to take a screenshot of the sent email. And I've given them instructions as to how to do that. And that is going to be uploaded here. So you will be able to grade straight from Blackboard and not have to hop back and forth between your email and the Blackboard grade system. But I have also given them instructions, regardless of what platform they're using or what operating system they're using, that how they can go in and create a screenshot. And then they'll submit that test email. And I gave a example here. I don't know if it looks like it won't. Here, let's pull up a bigger picture. So here's an example of a screenshot that I took if I was to send this email to my professor, in this case myself. But I wanted them to see how it might look with the sent items here, as well as some of the other information that they need to send. And so that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. That's their test email. Again, these are really quick surveys and quizzes. They shouldn't take a huge amount of time, but you'll notice that in this particular case, we'll go back to course content. Module 1 is from August 24th to September 6th. So it is in this particular semester. So it's a 2-week module. So they have plenty of time to complete this material. It shouldn't be too overwhelming. And then finally, on this assignment, we have the Success Center fact sheet. The goal being that they would know how to use the Success Center, they would know what's available, but they would gather information that is valuable specifically to them and not just something that is thrown out there from anybody anywhere that may not be applicable to their needs and desires. For example, if they're not in a math class this semester, they may not want to zone in on the math tutoring, but they may have other tutoring that they need. So here we have a video from the Success Center that gives a lot of information. Oops, gives a lot of information about the Success Center and the resources there. A little bit of an overview as to why it's useful to know about the Success Center, and then how to create what they are going to need to do to create a quote fact sheet. So I have given them different ways or tools that they can use to create that fact sheet, and also some samples of what fact sheets might look like. So here's a template of a fact sheet, obviously not in English, but it is a nice template they can use to kind of start their perspective on how to make one, give them a good idea of what it looks like. And then I've given samples of different fact sheets that they can click on and see how it might work out based on whatever needs they have of the needs for the assignment for the Success Center. So the instructions asked for them to visit the Success Center pages, all of them, exploring them, looking at all the different things that are available through the Success Center. And then they are going to create that one-page fact sheet with the information they feel is necessary for their benefit. So really you're just as far as grading goes, you're just hoping that they have created something that is aesthetically pleasing and has general information that is helpful to their particular needs. So the location, the only really major requirements of the content is that they have the location of their campus Success Center, the hours of their Success Center, and their contact information. But they'll also want to include things like some of the services that are offered. And you can add whatever specific requirements you have for them here. If you want them specifically to give what subject areas there's tutoring available in, or how to access the OWL, or whatever it might be, you can put that here in the requirements. All you have to do is just go in and edit it, whatever you desire. And if you don't want them to do a fact sheet, if you'd rather them write an essay, then you can change it to that as well. Whatever fits your needs and desires as an instructor. But all of this is here if you want to keep this example as is. And that's it for Module 1. That's what the students will need to complete. Hopefully it makes sense and you're good to go. And if there are questions, it can be answered smoothly enough.